What's up, poopers? Welcome to the BDO Weekly for July 6, 2016. Now, before we get started, I'd like to take a moment of silence for all of the horses and camels that died this week as players explored Valencia. Thank you. So first, let's start with some corrections that we now know with the Valencia patch. It is currently not possible to exchange horses for camel tokens. Instead, you can do a really easy quest here at Magyar Sands from the Stable Hand NPC once you've reached level 55, and it will give you a free camel upon completion. It just has you talk to a couple guys. Really easy. It was discovered and posted on Reddit by a user that it is possible to obtain knowledge on the upcoming Nuver world boss. This can be done by talking to the NPC at the node here and spending 35 energy. You can reset the knowledge endlessly to get S rank in preparation for Nuver's release, who drops the best offhand for every class in the game. Another neat find in the desert is that we can dig up sharp and hard stones in the sand by using shovels. This is an extremely easy way to get stones because it requires little to no attention. You just stand in one place and use your shovels. The only issue is the fact that this is legitimately what BDO's endgame gear progression has turned into. Digging in the sand for hours or sleeping in a bed regenerating energy. Come on, Dom. Seriously? I don't complain much about the game because it does a good job of making all of its gameplay aspects relevant. But after 3 weeks of gathering non-stop, this shit has gotten old. Someone please tell them to add some less mind-numbing method to progress and game gear. And if you have life skills fairly high, blue, skilled 10 or higher, you should consider doing the quests listed here. Link in the description, but basically, if you can somehow get to Artisan 10 in gathering, processing, cooking, and alchemy, you'll unlock all of these quests, which are in total basically 36 sharps and 32 hard fragments once you do them all. And if you're super hardcore, you can do them on alts too. Woo! In Korea, a recent patch came through that has revamped how skill awakenings work, turning them more into a talent system, so no more horrible RNG for weird buffs on your skills like plus 3% XP for 5 seconds. Now, Reddit user Killer7_DE did a good job of explaining it. Link to his post in the description. But basically, to awaken your skills in Korea now, you will have to go to a skill trainer and open a new menu, which will allow you to select 3 normal skills to awaken and 3 awakened weapon skills to awaken. You can basically upgrade them with 2 effects of your choosing. The game will show you a list of possible effects you can add to the skill you chose, and once you've chosen them, bam, awakening done. No more RNG. The 3 skill awakenings now come at level 50, 52, and 54 though, instead of 1 awakening every level after level 48. This will add an interesting level of customization to the classes, and I look forward to see what the popular awakening combos are for what skills when the patch hits NA and EU, but we still don't know when that will happen. Additionally, it is possible in Korea to redo skills for free as much as you want until level 56. So that would explain the recent freebie loyalty resets we've been getting in anticipation of this change. Additionally, Korea has added world boss quests, so that once you've killed a world boss 100 times, you get the weapon from the quest. So a Kazarka Weapon, a Nuver offhand, or in future patches, the Harbi Awakening Weapon. This is a great anti-RNG quest, and while 100 times does seem steep, keep in mind people usually net 2 to 3 Kazarka kills each time he spawns, and in other versions, Kazarka spawns much more often, so we can expect we'll have faster spawns as well by the time we get this patch. Basically meaning if you get so unlucky to kill the bosses 100 times with no weapon drop, then you'll get it for free within about a month of farming it. In whaling news, people, please start whaling. They're confirmed implemented, and it's really easy to do, minus the horrible boat controls that hopefully get updated as soon as possible. There's a great guide that explains how hunting and whaling work, written up by Dolphy, link in the description. But currently the annoying thing about whaling is that no one does it, so the whales take so damn long to kill. So awaken your inner Japanese spirit and go hunt some whales. Is that a bad joke? Nah, it's okay. Now guys, I want to talk real quick about enchanting RNG and gear gaps. A lot of people are seeing the success of others and getting jealous or discouraged, but I want you to keep in mind that people outgearing you has very little impact on your gameplay experience. Unless you piss them off and constantly provoke them into fighting you and they outgear you and they one-shot you, that's kind of your fault anyway. So go at your own pace and try to be as smart as possible with your resources when enchanting. Don't compare your luck to that guy who got a tet on a 0 stack first try. Because for every guy like that, there's 50 guys failing prize with 40 fail stacks. That's just the nature of the beast. Be smart about the RNG. Use fail stacks between multiple characters, treat them as the resource they actually are, and try to turn bad luck into good luck. For example, if you fail a pry up to 30 fail stacks, stop trying to go pry on that character, and pry instead on an alt. That way, when it's pry, you can swap back and use those 30 fail stacks on a duo or a try. And remember, RNG is a bitch. And if you keep sticking your dick in Lady RNG's mouth and she keeps biting it off, take a break and maybe stick your dick in Mrs. Cronestone's mouth or Princess Force Enchant's mouth. Sure, they're more expensive and not as pretty as Lady RNG, but they're at least not going to bite your dick off like Lady RNG sometimes does. Now whenever I get really bad RNG, I just swap over to a form of progression that is void of RNG. I just start farming silver and XP, and remember that if I'm rich enough, I can just buy everything off of the lucky players. Hell, when Media launched and I failed to ultimate my Xerath helmet 40 times, I went super salty chop wood only mode for 2 weeks. Literally all I did was process wood for timber crates and lay in the bed while playing other games. Until suddenly I had about 100 mil worth of crates and they released ultimate reform stones, and then suddenly I was rich and didn't have to deal with the RNG of ultimating. So just take it slow, focus on silver and XP progression as much as possible, and if you stick your dick in Lady RNG's mouth and she bites it off, give it time to heal. Don't be an idiot and stick it in 5 more times out of anger. She'll probably just keep biting it off. My metaphors are awesome. In other news, we got a nice community post from CM Jouska informing us on how Dom stands on a lot of the current hot topics going around BDO recently. So I recommend you check it out and get an idea of what is happening behind the cogwheels of BDO. Rip Sorks. For patch notes today, we know we're getting something called the Beauty album, which has appeared in the Japanese version. This basically lets you show pretty pictures of your character model by uploading it to the album for others to see. And with it, there's a cool beauty contest. You can find out more with the patch notes. Another cool thing with the patch notes is that they fixed upgrading your gear to Ultimate if it's already Pry. Thank God, because I messed that up with my Heave gloves. They've also upped the drop rate on a lot of stuff. Check out the full patch notes, link in the description. Alright, now let's check out screenshots of the week. You guys sent a ton of cool pictures with the new Valencia stuff. So let's start out with Miegs from Orwin displaying the sun over the desert as he rides his majestic camel. Then we have Nerna from Orwin overlooking the sands with a cool view. And lastly, a badass close-up from Mayuriz from Alustin. Thanks again for the submissions. There were a ton this week, and you know what? For next week, I want to challenge you guys. Please submit the best possible screenshots you can of you and your friends hunting whales. The whale could be dead, alive, whatever. Just go hunt whales and take pictures. Next week is whale hunting week. Please send the screenshots to domaran@mail.com with your name, your guild if applicable, and your server. But until next time, I am booping out. Boop.